Yo, what is up? So, Indiana Jones, I thought I'd give it one last shot because I do want to see just how good the 9070 XT can do on it. And I've actually figured it out for myself because what I thought when I tried it on Game Pass, um, it said Vulkan. So I thought, could my DirectX 12 be corrupted? I don't know why. I mean, as I said, all my other games are working fine. But I just thought, that just popped into my head. So what I've done is I just basically went to Microsoft, downloaded the latest version of this, installed it, and then it pretty much worked. So you know what I mean. So now it actually launches when I click that. So we're gonna have a look at that because that's literally what I've been trying to do, just for some content, just to have a look at it. I think because I haven't checked it for ages, but I believe FSR is actually in the game, but it's obviously not going to be the latest FSR. But from what I remember, I think I watched a video. I think it was Terraware. I think I watched a video he done, and FSR was meant to be looking all right. But yeah, I mean, yeah. So if that is corrupted, DirectX 12, that will literally. I mean, I don't know how it's got corrupted just on one game, but whatever. I mean, that fixed it because then I could load up the game, and that actually me installing that on the Game Pass. So I'm not using the Game Pass one, but when it come up Vulkan, after I'd done that video, I thought, yeah, maybe that could be the issue. If it's not the, cause it's all you got Vulkan or DX12 and all that, and then so it's obviously corrupted something for why, and that would explain why it wasn't launching or whatever. But it's just funny how it just affects this game. But then it is a Vulkan game, so obviously for Vulkan games, that's where an issue can come up. Anyway, I've fixed it now. So, I mean, apparently it don't work, so I'm not even going to bother trying to install FSR. I'm not sure what version's in the game. I mean, I can have a look. So, at least finally I can actually do what I wanted to do, have a look. So what's this? Yeah, it's obviously a Noda version. 1.039321. But it's not 3.1, otherwise it'd be coming up. Anyway, we'll load it up, have a look at it. As I said, I had a terrible experience with this game on Nvidia. But yeah, now it loads up straight away. So don't ask me how that's got corrupted. Anyway, I've no idea. All I can think is, again, it's from Nvidia, where like as soon as you put your AMD GPU in, it feels like it. And it's not like I don't do DDU. I always do that. Uninstalled everything on the Nvidia side, the drivers, and still I get issues. So I mean, every other game is only. I mean, Ratchet and Clank, that seemed. So I've had two issues in the space of 2 days, just from coming from them, really. Alright, so I've actually already loaded the game up, and for some reason, it just keeps putting it to 1080p. So I've already selected that, and then you've got to press that just to apply it. Alright, so, oh yeah, and this is another stupid thing. So, if you go down here, I mean, I know from Nvidia that on a 16GB, the texture pool should be high. Otherwise, it would bloody run out of VRAM. That was at 4K, so I'm at 1440p now. So probably, I'll just leave it on high for now because I ain't got the patience for that. So I'll just pull that up. Apparently I did look at release notes of the AMD drivers, and some of that ray tracing is bugged, which is annoying. So I did want to. Oh yeah, this is what I was talking about. So I don't know why, but you can't do. You need to go. Was that borderless screen just to use FSR? Yeah, borderless window just to use that, which is interesting. So again, it just seems to me they're not very good at optimizing anything. Machine games. FSR, I'll put on quality. I mean, starting it up will just be a miracle. So if that's gonna reset my resolution every time I start up, that will be annoying. But that's if I even bother playing it. I just wanted to sort of test it. I mean, this could be where something. So reflections. Yeah, you can see the VRAM's already going up. It's going to over allocate. And this is at 1440. This is what I was saying about this game. It's so badly optimized it is a joke. So usually on 16 gigabyte GPUs, I mean there's no chance of frame generation on this because it's already allocating 15.2, and if it over allocates, you'll see some slowdown and all that crap. And on Nvidia on the 4080, this is what I was running into. So I don't like all that shit with being restricted. So I mean, what's this ray trace sunlight? I mean, as I said, there's still no bar in the game where it's telling you what your VRAM limit is. You got to look at your afterburner. This is another thing I didn't like. So it's already sort of winding me up a bit that even though it can run the settings, and this is a problem I had with a 4080, they've just optimized it for a 4090 really at the end of the day. That's what they've done for a 24 gigabyte GPU. Then you've got to fucking figure out what settings you can run and all that. And that's what I don't like. So that's allocated 12 gigabyte. I mean, on a 16 gigabyte you should be able to do Ultra, but I'm not gonna. I remember it crashing on the 4080. So again, it's path trace, isn't it? I mean, so what we're getting. Well, we're getting a lot of FPS, but that'd probably take away so much bloody FPS, wouldn't it? As I said, I haven't tried this game out for ages. So you put path trace, the VRAM would definitely go up. Yeah, 15.5, which is, it depends if they've actually done it so it don't crash your game, but so you can get reflections on, can you? Sunlight. So apparently that goes to oh right, yeah, I ain't bothered about that. Vegetation. I mean, and I don't know why there's no VRAM bar on the game where it gives you an indication of how much a 16 gigabyte can handle. That's what really annoys me. So it's not like AMD can't run it, so that's quite impressive with path tracing. But then, so if I try to enable frame generation, it will crash, I would have thought. Because that on Nvidia, you would try to, not that I'd need it, to be fair, at this setting, but so how does that? And there you go. See, this is what I mean. So I just think it's stupid, this game, where they give you these features but you can't use them because you've run out of VRAM. And this is why I didn't like on the 4080. So people would disagree. They'd say, you know, but if you encourage these companies to give you less, like if for example with a 4080, I'd have to pay. I mean, why is that still like that when I've just took that off? Oh, it's bringing it all back to me. As I said, for a 4080, if you're paying over 1,000, the 5080 as well can't even do frame generation at these settings because it's only got 16 gigabyte. So for me, it comes down to the price you pay. If like the 9070 XC is brilliant for what you're paying for it because you're paying literally half, just under half. Well, to a 5080, I think that's 1,500. So you know what I mean. You're probably still paying less than. I mean, it just comes down to the price. Alright, so now that's decided to reset itself. So, as I say, frame generation is off the table unless you got a 4090. Because you'd need a. Or the XCX you could for 24 gigabyte, but then I'm not sure how it does with ray tracing on this game. Because it's with basically path tracing, so I can't see it doing that well with path tracing, but who knows. I'm not totally sure on that because I've never tried it since FSR was put in the game. So it might actually be able to run it all okay, but I think the 9070 XT can actually probably do a better job with the ray tracing. Oh, so to be fair, as long as that VRAM doesn't go up. So this is what was annoying me on the 4080. If I had it on balanced, the OSS, and I had too much of this stuff on, this ray tracing stuff. I mean, if I went ultra here, that would probably run out of VRAM. And this is at 1440p, so at 4K, it was a nightmare. So I'm not sure what settings. I would have a look at 4K, but it's already sort of wound me up a bit on there. So I don't know if that takes anything down. Again, as I said, there's no bar to tell you what you can have and what you can't. You've got to keep looking at that. Because it's not just the usage, it's the allocation. Because if it over allocates, it will start doing. Because it's already on the brink anyway at 15.3. Just because it's a 16 gigabyte GPU, it don't mean it'll only run out if it goes like 15.8 gigabytes or whatever. I mean, so if it's like 15.8, then that's over allocating. So I'd say on the Nvidia GPU, the 4080, I'd say at 15.3 or 4, that's when you see it start to lose performance because it's literally on the brink because it's allocating memory as well for Windows. So it seems to be alright on the 9070 XT. So maybe you can get a bit more on the 9070 XT. I don't know. Or by some sort of miracle they've improved the optimization machine game does. But anyway, so I've had that. So if I put that on, ray trace sunlight, I don't think I'm bothered about that. But just for the sake of the video, I suppose I'll put it on. Sunlight. There was something AMD said something about a setting. If it's ultra ray tracing, it can crash. I can't see anything that says ultra ray tracing. All you got is medium wire. I don't know. Why's that gone down now? 15.1 allocation. What the fuck? So I've put all that up. So it's maxed out. But it was at 15.3. So I've lost FPS, but still playable. How does that make any sense then? So I'm using less VRAM when I've put the settings up more. Hey? Oh, that is very surprising that I can actually max it out. Or is it still feeling the effects of that frame generation? I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll so we put it all back to that. I just want to have a quick look at that, but I'm going to restart the game. Yeah, so if you go balance, that will knock the VRAM down, as I knew anyway. But again, because it's, I think it's probably FSR. Is it 2 or 3? I really don't know what they're, because it is a NVIDIA exclusive, so it wouldn't surprise me if it's an older version of FSR. I'd have to have a look. I think it, I don't know. I wouldn't like to say what it is. So you will, I would have thought that will jump up a bit. So what we'll do, we'll quit the game. But that is surprising to me that I've literally maxed out all the ray tracing, and because it's meant to be path tracing. So I've maxed all that out, and it's using less VRAM. Or it's allocated less, so I'm not sure what's going on. But frame generation is definitely off the table, because like on NVIDIA, you can use that on the 4080 because it would over allocate. So it's not always just about usage. Most of the time it is, but this game is a bit special. Because as I said, it can't detect a 16GB of GPU, and it don't tell you how much you're using unless you got Afterburner on. So you'd literally be lost without Afterburner, that is for sure. So those were the things I didn't like, I think. Whereas I just wanted to get in, play the game, and it was pissing me off big time. Because at launch, it was a lot worse, way worse than this. Because so it seems a bit better now that it's not actually crashing in the menu, but still annoying. So why is it doing that? It's stupid crap like this. Fucking thing. Right. So yeah, we have got to have it on borderless windows because for some reason FSR won't work on this game. So that's reset all my settings. I don't know why it's done that. Oh dear. Well, at least it runs better if full rate. So right, so you'll be using more native anyway, so pointless, and it's probably not going to be worth it because it's meant to be part. So there's no point doing that because it just run out of VRAM. But it seems to be running all right because you're getting over 60. So that's interesting. Alright, so HDR. Oh, they've even changed because I did put that on. So it looks like it's a silly. It's stupid because it don't save your settings. So you're gonna have to put these settings in every time you play the game. Anyway, just irritates me, this stuff, and it just makes me angry. Right, what is so now it's running out of VRAM. See, it's just not consistent with. It is not consistent. Alright, so now I've got to figure out what is causing that. High. Right. So I don't care about that shit. So let's put that on high. Right, so yeah. Oh dear. But still using 15.5. But now the FPS has gone up, so it wants to make its fucking wind up. I don't know. I did play a fair bit of it before I couldn't be arsed with it anymore. I mean, it's literally on the brink, so I don't know why it sort of allocates and unless then it decides it's using. See what I mean? It's just stupid. So I'd say what I'd say is just probably reflections. I usually care about more. I don't know. I don't give a fuck about that. So will that knock it down? Again, I suppose it's something where you got to fucking keep fucking about with it, wasting time rather than enjoying the game, deciding if you can have it or not. And this is what I didn't like.
This is magnificent.
And anyone defending it, I think you're just sticking up for Nvidia, to be honest, or Machine Games, whoever decided this was a good idea. So it's not like it can't run it, it's just using too much VRAM. So I mean, high, medium, try high, higher. I mean, I suppose another thing that annoyed me. So you got to destroy your image quality for this. This is what I didn't like. So you'd probably have to go performance just to get all this crap on, and you're using less VRAM, and that's what I didn't like because it looks shit on the Nvidia. It give me more on there. It's giving you a more blurry image, and then I mean, you know what I mean. And this is at 1440p. So I mean, I can't believe how much VRAM it's using at 1440p, to be honest. So it almost made me forget that I'm at 1440p. So it's going to be worse at 4K because of the textures. So for me, I'll probably have a good mind just turn it all off. I mean, I'll probably just turn it off, to be honest now. Then I know I can just play the game, and then I can put it back on the quality. Because again, they've I don't agree with how they've. It's just using too much VRAM this game. So for me, what's that? That's not part of the ray tracing. No, because I've turned all that off. So that, yeah, I'll just turn all that crap off, to be honest. Then I wouldn't have to worry about me going into the next room and then running out of VRAM. I'll just turn all that shit off because I thought on the XTX it looks alright, to be honest. When you just sort of going about. I mean, the only time I noticed all that stuff was when at the start of the game where you're in the jungle, and it just looked different on the vegetation. But then it did look very blurry, but it might be alright on FSR quality now, depending on what version it is. But yeah, I mean, so it's running no problem, but it's just the VRAM, and this is what pissed me off in the first place. So I think we've had enough looking at that. I mean, you can try out for yourself if you have got the game, and good luck to you, because it winds me up. It really does. But yes, I mean, it runs it no problem, even with full path tracing, but it looks like you'd have to go performance to get the VRAM down. Then you get a more of a blurry image, and I don't like that. I like a sharp image, and I think a lot of this ray tracing just destroys your experience. That's what I think, because that's what I didn't like. Because I said on Nvidia before all this DLSS4 come out, I was having to go performance on the 4080, for example, because I was literally on the brink with VRAM on that. And other games, you're not getting enough performance, so you're having to go DLSS 3 performance to get more FPS. And in the end, I got sick and tired of doing it because I didn't like the blurry image, and I just thought I might as well go back to. I'd be a lot happier uh, having a more of a solid experience, enjoying games what they are, like this game. Click, I can run it all. They're not giving you so much that your GPU can't handle it, and then you sort of the VRAM's good on that running it at native. So why can't that game be? They fucked the game up, in my opinion, with all that. Anyway, that's enough because it does wind me up. Thanks for watching, and at least we got to see that the 9070 XT can handle it. It's just literally like the 4080, which cost half. Like that was 1,300, 400. The 9070 XT just costs over 700. So for me, that's not bad at all. That it can literally do it, but it's got the same problem with that 16 gigabyte. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.